Hello there, YouTube. It is your boy B3 back with another kicking, you guessed it, Toku TV review. Today we are doing Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger because it is in fact my favorite Sentai of all time, and a lot of people have agreed with me. There's a high consensus among adult fans that this is one of the best, even though it did have, I believe it actually had low ratings in Japan, but really high toy sales is what I believe happened with this show. Low ratings, but really high toy sales. So I don't know if you noticed, but its name is kind of almost the opposite of the first Dinosaur Sentai, the one that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was adapted into, which is like Kyoryo Sentai Zyuranger, which is really funny. This has 48 episodes, 5 movies, 2 specials, a lot of great stuff going on. It's the 37th entry, and also 37th anniversary. Beast Power Squadron, Dinosaur Ranger. It replaced Go Busters, which I'll review once I finish it. I'm kind of being lazy on it, I'll admit. But it was adapted into Power Rangers Dino Charge and Power Rangers Dino Supercharge, and Korea even made a sequel for it called Power Rangers Dino Force Brave, because the Korean sequel, the Korean adaptation is called Power Rangers Dino Force. It's really just a dub. It's not an actual made like a Power Rangers show. But it's pretty cool. So the Earth was invaded like millions of years ago, and the dinosaurs were on the verge of extinction, and they sealed Debos and his forces into the ice, and now they've thawed out, and they're attacking everyone, and you have to make dinosaur soldiers to fight them. And there are actually a lot of Sentai members in this show. It actually beat out Deca Ranger. Deca Ranger had the most, and then Kyoryuger beat him. They knocked him out of first place. They were like, hey, screw you. And that's just heroes, because there's also a villain one in the movies, which was adapted as the Dark Ranger in the comic books here in the US. Death Ruger. Very cool. Hopefully we'll get a Lightning Collection figure of that guy. That would be really nice. But, yeah, so they use their batteries to power their weapons and their morph sequence and etc. And it's not just a dinosaur theme, because we already had 2 seasons that were just a dinosaur theme. So they also threw in this kind of dancing theme. Like, they would dance in the show, they would dance when they transformed, they would dance in the credits and stuff. Not that that's an uncommon thing, but it's really, really stood out more in this show because of the dance theme, which was cut out of the Power Rangers version, and I thought that was stupid, because it would have been really fun. But it also had kind of a dance theme. A lot of great Rangers with great costumes. There was no Yellow Ranger. They said it was because they would have made him male, and that would have seemed feminine, but I think that's stupid. They thought kids would think it was feminine, since the Yellow Ranger is usually a woman. But also, it's another big reason is probably because of the yellow stripe on the chest. Would have looked bad with yellow or all around it. So instead we get black and green together again for the first time since, I think, Go-Onger? Yeah. But it's a fantastic show. The villains are actually really good. Spoiler alert, some of the villains actually go over to the side of good by the end, and you're like happy that they do, because the villains are like so enjoyable that you're glad they get to go on. The villains are very enjoyable, and they're really good. They're excellent villains. They're still very much children's television villains, but they're also really cool. And then the Rangers themselves all have some unique personalities from each other. I would say my favorite Ranger in the Sentai is probably Black, because he is an archaeologist and a marksman, and he's very suave and cool. I really like him. very much. Second favorite's pink. But first favorite is pink in the Power Rangers adaptation. But, yeah, it's an excellent show. Fantastic choreography. I think the choreography is actually better than usual in this season. I really do think it is. And the Zords are incredibly cool. I know I don't talk about Zords very much when I talk about Sentai and Rangers, but the mechs look really great in this season. They just do. And they usually don't all combine together at once, but they have really nice formations. Red Ranger gets a battleizer in the Japanese version, which is very interesting since battleizers are actually a creation from Power Rangers. Red Ranger does in fact get a battleizer called Carnival. I like that it's pronounced that way instead of Carnival. Carnival! Very, very cool. But, I mean, this is an excellent show. I'm not sure I recommend it as a starting point because you're not going to get much better. It's fantastic. It's really fantastic. I enjoy the battery gimmick. I enjoy all of the suits. The special effects are incredible as usual. The CGI leaves something to be desired, but once again, it's children's television CGI in a mostly practical show. So, of course, it's not going to be super spectacular. But you don't go to these shows for the CG, and if you do, I feel sorry for you. But you go for the practical effects, if you go for effects. Very cool. So Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger is my favorite Sentai for a reason. It's very, very cool. I'll definitely have to rewatch it like I've rewatched the films, because I could rewatch the films over and over, because I just love it. There's even a musical. One of the films is legit a musical because of the song and dance theme. I really adore this Super Sentai season, and hopefully you'll not endure, oh my god, that's the opposite of what I mean, and also you'll adore it as well. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I will see you in our next Sentai review. I'll probably review Power Rangers Dino Force Brave, which is kind of a Power Ranger show and a Sentai show. I'll probably review Dino Force Brave before I do another Sentai show, but the next Sentai show I do will be Takumi Sentai Go Busters. 100% it'll be Takumi Sentai Go Busters. So that's it. Thank you all once again for your support, and I'll see you all next time.